Hi everyone, it is the end of December, the end of the year, and I wanted to give you an updated makeup inventory today because I see quite a few changes in my products and they are quite positive. In some cases I maybe bought a bit too much, but all in all I'm very happy with the way things are going. So I have my list right in front of me, so if I'm looking down, I'm sorry, but I need to read off my list, of course. So for face products, at the beginning with my very first inventory at the end of March in 2015, I had 7 face primers. I am now down to 1, and this face primer is actually cruelty-free, so I have definitely reached my goal there. In March, I had 3 liquid foundations. This actually went all the way up to 7 at the end of September because I had moved all my little sample sizes into the different categories because I didn't want to count them as samples only, which upset quite a bit. And I also think I bought 2 foundations at the same time, so I'm still working on this. Right now I am at 6 foundations, one of which is not cruelty-free, and this not cruelty-free foundation is the Revlon Photo Ready foundation, which I'm trying to use up right now. Then I would have 5 left, which I still think is too many foundations, and I will definitely be working on them. The issue is that one of these foundations is actually too dark for me, way too dark, and it oxidizes as well, so I cannot use this one up. I might just try to find somebody else who would like to use this one. So I would be down to 5, removing that one already. Then I still have the same powder foundation I had at the end of March. It is my Bare Minerals SPF 25 matte foundation, and it was too dark for me. I finally managed to lighten it up with titanium dioxide, I believe it's called. And now I have even more foundation left of that one than I had before. So my goal will be to try and use it up in 2016. But I think I can do this. I also had 2 BB creams at the end of March. I have used up or decluttered both of these BB creams, so I'm now at 0. And I also had 11 foundation samples, which I ended up counting in with the normal foundations at first, and I decluttered quite a few as well because they were too dark for me. I now have none left. Then powders, I started out doing very well with only 1 powder in March. Now, unfortunately, I have 2. Part of that has to do with the fact that I decided to count the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil into my powders and not put this in with my foundation, because I had originally counted this as a product to use only with my Bare Minerals foundation, the powder foundation. But I think that is just stupid, and I will just use it whenever. So I have 2 foundations, both are cruelty-free, and I don't mind too much. Then I had 4 concealers when I first did my inventory at the end of March, and I am now down to 2, and both are cruelty-free. Powder blushes, I started with 26, which was a lot and possibly too many. I used up quite a few this year. I also decluttered a bit, and I am now at 17, 3 of which are not cruelty-free. So my hope would be to either use these 3 up or pass them along. I started in March with 4 cream blushes. I have decluttered 1, and I still have the 3 that I had left after decluttering, but I'm trying to use up at least 1 of them in the upcoming year. I started my makeup inventory with a total of 2 bronzers, which was very good for me. Unfortunately, this went up in the months right after to 5, but now I am down to 3 bronzers again, and 1 of them I'm trying to use up right now. So I can't complain, they're all cruelty-free, so that's okay for me. Now highlighters, I started with 4, which was too many. I had worked my way down to only 1 highlighter, and then I did some shopping in November, so now I'm back up at 3, but I think all 3 just do a different thing to my skin, so I'm still okay with this. Then face palettes. I count everything that has either more than 1 blush in it, or a blush and a bronzer, blush, bronzer, highlight in any combination. I count these as face palettes because I consider it hard to put them just in one category. So I actually installed this category at the beginning of July when I did my second inventory, and then I had 3. I now have 5 because I was shopping in November and I added 2. But of these 5, only 1 is not cruelty free, and that is my Benefit Powder Wowzer, which I have almost used up. I have 1 blush left in that palette. So I could probably just count it as a blush, but I'm going to use this blush up in hopefully spring, and then I would be down to 4 again, which is okay in my opinion. Setting sprays, I started with only 1. I now have worked my way up to 2. The thing is that the first one that I had at the beginning is my Urban Decay All Nighter, and I don't like using that one to just wet my brush if I want to apply a eyeshadow more in a more opaque way. So I decided to just get a cheaper setting spray, which ended up being the Alberti setting spray, which is cruelty free as well. So I still have only cruelty free setting sprays. With face products, I have a total of 45, and 5 of these 45 are not cruelty free, but I'm very positive that I can use them up in the upcoming year. Next up, we have eye products, and I started my inventory when I had 5 eye primers. I've used 1 up, and I still have the 4 that I've had for the past couple months, and all 4 are cruelty free, so I don't feel too bad about this. Cream eyeshadows, I started with 18. I have used up quite a few, and I've also decluttered a little bit. So I now have 11, which I think is still too many cream eyeshadows, so I'm definitely working on that. I'm trying to figure out how to maybe move some out of my collection, passing some along and the likes. But I have 11, 8 of which unfortunately are not cruelty free, so I only have 3 cruelty free cream eyeshadows. Then I have a couple of eyeshadow pencils. I started the year with 13. This went up to 14, which is not something I anticipated, hoped for. Out of these 14, 2 are not cruelty free, and I am working on getting them down to under 10. I may declutter a few of them just because there are shades that are duplicates, and there are shades that I think I might be okay passing along and just have other people ask them if they would like to use them up. But all in all, 14 it is, and 14 is a way too big number for eyeshadow pencils in my opinion. Then I started my inventory when I had 25 eyeshadow pigments. I now only have 16, but that's still too many. I would really like to work my way down. I may still do some decluttering towards the beginning of the year, and if I do that, I might be doing a video, but that depends on if you're interested in that, because there are the majority of my 16 pigments are not cruelty free, so I have 14 non-cruelty free pigments right there, and only 2 are cruelty free. So there already is a bit of a problem there. So if you're interested in a decluttering video, just let me know, and I will definitely film when I'm actually going through my makeup again. Then I had self-pressed pigments. I decided to declutter them all, and now they are completely out of my collection. I don't have any self-pressed pigments again. For the most part, I decluttered them because they had changed their consistency and they would not apply in a nice way on my eyelids, so I just decided to get rid of them. Single eyeshadows. I started my inventory when I had 65 at the end of March. I have worked my way down to 61 now, which I think is still too many. I have used up a couple of my single eyeshadows, but it's still too many. I have 39 non-cruelty-free single eyeshadows, which definitely needs to go down. Eyeshadow duos are started with 2. I have decluttered 1, and I have one eyeshadow duo left, and it's an eyeshadow duo I like a lot, so I'm okay with that. I will leave it as it is. It is cruelty-free. Eyeshadow trios, I started the year with 4, and I now have 3 left. I decluttered 1 because I just didn't like using it anymore, so I decided to get rid of it. Of these 3 trios, I only have 1 that is not cruelty-free, and I'm trying to use this one up at the moment because I like the shades in general. But I think most of them are dupable. I think there is 1 that might not be dupable easily, but the other 2 I'm pretty sure I can dupe. Now, eyeshadow quads, I started the year with 6, and I'm now down to 5. This, in my opinion, is still a bit too many because I don't use quads that often. Of my 5 eyeshadow quads, 1 is not cruelty-free. It's the MAC quad in Bare My Soul, if I remember correctly, from the Temperature Rising limited edition. And I need to figure out what I want to do with this one. But all in all, I'm almost okay with my number of eyeshadow quads. Eyeshadow palettes, I started with 17, and I was perfectly okay with this number because palettes are my go-to when it comes to eyeshadows and putting eyeshadows into my makeup baskets. I have used one up, however, and actually I think I used up 2 and I bought 1, to be exact. So of these, I have now 16 left, and those 16 are all cruelty-free. I'm very happy with the ones I have, and I would not change a thing. In fact, if a company that is cruelty-free came out with an eyeshadow palette that I just loved, I would definitely purchase it. And then eyeliner pencils are a bit iffy. I have a thing for eyeliner pencils, of course, and I started when I had 40. I worked my way down consistently, and now I have 32 still. Of these 32, only 4 are not cruelty-free, and I'm trying to use them up or pass them along in the upcoming year. In fact, with my eyeliner pencils, pardon me. In fact, with my eyeliner pencils, the most of them are actually Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On eye pencils in many different colors, so I don't feel too bad. Then eyeliner pens. These are the felt tip pens, for example. I started the year with 3. I worked my way down to 1, then I bought another one, so I had 2, and now I have 1 again because 1 tried out, unfortunately. So I have 1 eyeliner pen that is cruelty-free, and I'm okay with this. I like it. It's not my ideal eyeliner pen because it is not as dark and opaque as I would like for it to be, but it's quite nice. Liquid eyeliners, I started with 4 and I decluttered all 4 of them because I just couldn't get the hang of it. I recently purchased another one, even though I had originally said I would never ever repurchase liquid eyeliners. But I watched a few tutorials on Snapchat, for example, and I decided that I would like to give it a try again, and I'm getting a bit better at using liquid eyeliners, so I'm going to keep that one around and see how it goes. Gel eyeliners is still a big problem. I had 6 at the end of March, and I now have 7. I was gifted 1, and I didn't expect this, so I now have 7. Of these 7, 6 aren't cruelty-free, so I need to figure out something. Then mascaras is also a bit of an iffy part here. I started when I had 11 at the end of March. Then I had used, I think, 1 or 2 up. I got these for Lash Stash to Go for my birthday. So I ended up at 15, and I've been continuously using up mascaras since then. I am now back down to 10, and luckily only 4 of them are not cruelty free, so I think I should be there soon. Once I've used these 4 up, I will just happily work on my cruelty free mascaras, and hopefully maybe one day I will find my mascara that just does everything I want. Now, eyebrow gels, I started with 5. I have used 1 up since the beginning of doing a makeup inventory, and I'm now down to 4. All 4 are cruelty free, so it's a bit iffy, but I'm okay with the number. Eyebrow powders, I had 1, I used it up, and I don't think I want to ever again have an eyebrow powder, so it is still at 0. Eyebrow pencils, I started with a 0 and I slowly worked my way up. I currently have 2, and I'm okay with that because 1 is almost gone, and they are both cruelty free. So these are my eye products, and for eye products my totals are, I have 188 eye products in total. Of these 188, 79 are not cruelty free, so I definitely have to work on this category because it will be quite hard for me to use up all those single eyeshadows. I have to figure out what I want to do with them. Next up are my lip products. I had 1 primer at the end of March. I ended up decluttering that because it was a MAC lip primer, which is not cruelty free, and at the moment I don't mind not having a lip primer. I started at the end of March with 7 clear chapsticks, and I still have 7 clear chapsticks, 2 of which are not cruelty free, and I am hopefully using them up soon. Then I also had 6 tinted chapsticks at the beginning of this whole process. I now have 5 tinted chapsticks left. I need to use up a few more, but they are all cruelty free, so I will not rush in that case. Lip liners, I started with 4, and originally I thought 4 lip liners was too many because I just didn't like the ones I had. I ended up decluttering quite a bit. And now I am back to 4 because I ended up having 6 in between. And I decluttered so that I had only 3 left. Now I have 4. And I don't mind because the 4 that I have I actually like using as all over lip shades. So I'm quite happy with that. Lipsticks, I started with 27, which for me was way too many. I decluttered quite a bit, I used up a few, and I'm now at 18, 11 of which are not cruelty free, and that really needs to change because I can't use up 11 lipsticks in 2016, there is no way, and I would like to have an end point for my journey to having a cruelty free makeup collection, so I need to figure something out, especially because the majority of these 11 non-cruelty free lipsticks are pretty much new. Lip glosses, I started with 16, and I have really worked my way down. I have decluttered a bit, I have used up a lot, and I now have 8 left. Only 1 of them is not cruelty free, and I'm currently trying to use it up. It is actually a lip gloss palette from Sephora, so I'm okay with that. Lip stains, I have used up completely. I started with 1 and I'm glad it's gone. I don't really like products that are lip stains exclusively. I don't think they work for me. And I have also used up all my lip product samples. So I have 42 lip products left, and of these 42, 14 are not cruelty free, so I'm trying to figure out what to do with them.